because they fibbed their asses off about going back to the moon.
No, they were honest.
They said no sooner than 2025, and then they said no sooner than 2028. Yeah, they are.
China's going. We're in a pitiful excuse for a space race with China right now. I don't know who's going to win because China doesn't. I think it's really hard to do that thing and to get back. And I think it would be an embarrassment if you lost your astronauts. And I think both the U.S. and China are going to try to not have a disaster. Getting beaten there isn't nearly as bad as exploding 4 or 5 of your best and brightest on global TV.
We'll win because if we don't, we'll change the rules.
Yes. New rule. Now it's a race to get 6 people on there one time.
Yeah, we just
That's what we did, dude. When you look at the space race between America and Russia, it's hilarious. It's like Russia. We just kept moving the goalposts. It was like, first in space, lost that, fuck it. All right, first in make it all the way around, I lost that, fuck it. Oh, fastest human ever, I lost that, fuck it. First on the moon, we won, game over, let's stop.
Mm-hmm.
But
we don't compete.
Well, I disagree with that because. I don't disagree with them beating us on many of the most important milestones, but the goal was the moon the whole time, it seemed. And I think if just like in For All Mankind, if the Soviets had said, well, now it's Mars, we'd have kept going and like tried to beat them to Mars, but they didn't. They were like, shucks. Like,
you think Stanley Kubrick had another brilliant piece in him?
Yeah.
Do that.
See if the Soviets.
I would have loved to hear the phone conversation from Mars to Nixon. It gets your goat so much.
The Soviets the Soviets and the Chinese and America are the 3 nations in the world who have brought back rocks from the moon. Mm-hmm. They all radiocarbon date and isotope date exactly the same. The Chinese would have to lie for us to have faked the moon landing. The Russians would then also have to lie for us to have faked the moon landing.
I believe
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, dude, I want the moon landing to be real so much. I'm not about to start poking holes in it. That's like kind of the pinnacle of Western civilization, exploration, discovery, intuition. Like that's kind of right there at the tippity top.
I'm looking at what the space race was about, and they're echoing what I said. They said first it was about getting satellites, and then Russia won that. And then it was about getting a human in space in orbital flight. Russia won those. And then it was about landing on the moon. That was us. And then it was about having a space station. That was Russia. We lost 3 out of the 4 races, and the only one you hear in America is the one we won.
Hey, how do you get a space station out in space?
Very slowly. They have to like bring little pieces up and screw it in.
That was all those things were prerequisites to the moon landing, though. Like, and it wasn't just those 3 things they beat us to. There's like a dozen different ones.
I feel like they poked a hole in our narrative, which was, hey, once we got a man on the moon, that was the real goal line, and it stopped. Meanwhile, the Russians kept going, and we didn't. And they made an international space station that lasted for decades, and we just became passengers on their space station.
Mm-hmm. You're correct, Woody, but I'm American, and so I'm not gonna accept that. I'm gonna go along with the rule change. So
the carbon dating stuff on the moon is do they say how old it is? Kyle?
Yeah. So the moon was created when a Mars-sized body that they call Theia impacted Earth. Like I think they know when. I don't remember the exact number, but it's in billions of years. And both the Earth and Theia liquefied, and there's these 3D models to show how they sort of did this thing, and the moon glooped off.
Yeah.
And so the moon's composition is half that of Earth and half that of Theia. But they can tell when that happened, and they know that that's what happened.
They call that the giant impact hypothesis. Like this is so your wheelhouse. What are the alternate theories? Because I've never heard other theories about how the moon could have come into existence other than the one you just put out there.
Well, like I said,
there have to be other thoughts, right?
There are other thoughts, but that's the accepted explanation for.
I believe you. I'm just curious.
So a lot of Jupiter's moons are believed to have been captured, for example, like because its gravity is so big, and it's out there near the asteroid belt and objects that are coming in. It catches them, and it's got like, I don't know how many moons Jupiter has, but it might be 100, might be 150 or 250. It's crazy.
What?
Professor, I have a question. What can I do to be as knowledgeable about space as you are? What the fuck are you reading? Because I want to read the same.
I watch Astrum, and I watch John Michael Gautier, and I watch a bunch of space YouTubers and cosmology YouTubers. I'm really interested in that stuff.
Yeah, I just started with Neil.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson's a really good like entry point. I liked the Cosmos remake that he did with what's his name that makes Seth MacFarlane.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, Seth
what the fuck was he doing?
He produced
Cosmos?
it.
Spawn, dude.
Oh, okay.
No, that's the
weird.
other. That's the other. Seth MacFarlane's Family Guy.
That's
You're
Family
thinking
Guy.
of the other MacFarlane, the guy who wrote Spawn. I can't think of his name.
I don't know who that is. But,
He wrote Spawn, the comic. You know, Dark Horse Comics.
Okay, I prefer the Family Guy, MacFarlane.
I do too. I do too. I think the other MacFarlane is a big BLM guy, and he gives a lot of his comic money to things like that. I think he also wrote Sin City.
Todd McFarlane is
Todd McFarlane. That's who it is.
And thank you, Zach.
He didn't.
The only problem with Neil deGrasse Tyson are how he tweets every Christmas, like, this is the winter solstice and it's like, calm the fuck down, Neil. Like, people are having fun.
Yeah.
And also people are trying to have a good time with their family and you're like poking holes. And then also he's the arch Pluto denier. He denies Pluto's existence entirely.
You know that's not true.
No, it is. It is.
What do you mean? Like Pluto, which became a moon or a dead planet or a dwarf planet.
He was part of the team that was like, oh, I don't think Pluto should be a planet. And then they all like high-fived and huffed their own farts.
Be a planet. So the problem with that,
in my eyes.
You would have to increase the number of planets dramatically. Like, I think Ceres is the biggest asteroid in our asteroid field. It's bigger than Pluto.
Ceres
and I think there are larger Kuiper belt objects out there where Jupiter is than Jupiter. And so they came up with a classification definition, and one of the requirements to be a planet was you have to have cleared out your orbital path.
Ceres is less than half the size of Pluto.
Is it? Okay.
Ceres is 584 mile diameter. Pluto, a whopping planet size 1,500 mile.
Which one is more massive though?
Who's to say? I haven't Googled that yet.
You go ahead and type that
in. Jesus. The reason I was asking about the carbon dating stuff is because, like last month, I think they carbon dated the Boogosphere. Are you guys familiar with the Boogosphere? The Colombian orb that hit power lines. It fell in the forest. Couple of Colombian dudes grabbed it. They sent it. They started examining it. And just recently, the University of Georgia's Center for Applied Isotope Studies dated it at 12,560, the internal resin of the Boogosphere. And then if you look at the hieroglyphics around this sphere, what the fuck I'm reading here. Anyway, it like matches up with like the weirdest shit, like Stonehenge. It looks like Stonehenge. It's quite gnarly, the story about the Boogosphere.
I've never heard of this.
12,000 years old. That feels very young in the cosmos, right? Like we had people were chill. Like there were cities. When this
or cities.
Yeah, I'm just if you think about 12,560 years ago, wow. the technology was so advanced that they created this orb that floats and maneuvers however it feels like through our own atmosphere. No resistance, has does what it pleases. It gets a electrical shock, falls to the bottom of the forest floor, and they pick it up, and no one's died from radiation, and they dated it at 12,000. So that means that 12,560 years ago, the technology was, I don't know how advanced we truly are, right? Obviously, nobody knows, but we don't have. I haven't seen any of that.
I like that idea. It's a cool thing to think about. That like there was an apex civilization or civilizations before us that surpassed us, and then all was lost in some calamitous event or something, and then now we're eking our way back. It's the same way the way every major religion has like a flood story at some part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's weird. Like, there's no way they were making it up over here and making it up over here and making it up over here, and over here, and they're all lined up. Like there had to have been something. They were referencing something.
Göbekli Tepe is 11,000 years old. That site in Turkey, that religious site with the enormous pillars and stuff that was built when we were supposedly just hunter-gatherers. That's that place that they believe was destroyed by a comet impact that triggered the Younger Dryas climate change event, which was also around that time period, like 11 or 14,000 years ago or something like that. That's what that Graham Hancock guy is always going on about. I can't remember the name of his book, but it's really good. And then he's been on Rogan a bunch. And he's got he's got a couple of Netflix shows, or a couple seasons of a Netflix show.
I watched, I don't watch a lot of Rogan, but I watched the one with Graham Hancock because you told me to. And then Woody told me to listen to one that had some other space guy on it that was very interesting. I don't remember his name, but I liked both of them.
Chris Cox, maybe? Chris?
That
he has a very soothing voice.
Yes, he was very
soothing.
I almost
and he's always
asleep.
very happy and excited about
yes, that's the oh man, I love that. I watched I went
exploring this guy.
I like watched other interviews with him, and they'll be like, so space, what is it, man? And then he'll be like, that's the thing that's so very exciting, is that every day we find new expensive horizons, things to study. And you know, if it's something you're interested in, it's truly inconceivable the amount of things to look at, to study, to
bro
enjoy.
That's so good.
And I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm watching that and I'm like, man, I want to be as happy about something as this guy is about the universe. Like, that guy wakes up every morning, big cup of coffee, fucking space, everything.
Did you see you know the Kunk lady, right, who does the mock interviews, the comedy interviews?
Oh, she's the redhead lady,
Philomena Kunk or Philomena Kunk or whatever. She interviewed that guy you're talking about, and she's giving him a hard time. And at one point she's like, am I wasting your time? And he's like, yes you are.
Yes, you are wasting my time, but in the scheme of things,
but what is time?
Time is all relative, of course.
Yeah, that guy rocks. I need to watch more of him. I get like really high and then watch stuff about space, but if I get too high, it spooks me, and I have to try and distract myself. Yeah, because I'm like, oh my goodness,